Come
Hello.
Hi, how are you?
Good. How are you?
Why are you in the dark? Oh, it's night time.
Mm-hmm.
Hi, it's night time. Yeah,
Hi. Are you saying hi?
Oh, party time.
Yeah, that's what she thinks it is.
yeah. She's like, who's going to sleep? I'm not.
Uh-huh.
Uh-huh.
Look at you, early birds. Hi, Joyce.
There.
Welcome to your first. This is your first Zoom.
Yeah, it is.
Yay!
Yeah.
I'm excited for you. Hi, Amy. All the way down under.
Hey, I loved seeing y'all's workout videos.
Today was the first day. I have been talking about going and getting a family membership forever, but the kids really haven't been old enough or really had any desire to work out. So
Yeah.
today was workout number one. Super excited. Thank you guys for being prompt and hopping on. The Zoom is already started. I guess it automatically starts recording as soon as I get it started. So perfect.
Ashley will be a little bit late because she's out kind of where there's no service right now. So,
Uh, that's kind of part of the course, right? Standard on Tuesday nights.
I
Wait,
know, right?
is that normally her schedule? Like she's out somewhere far, or is that just her schedule's just different every day?
Different every day.
Stop yawning, or I'm about to yawn.
I know. Sorry.
Hold on. Let's get everybody in.
There's my mom.
What?
She just came on.
How do you
Hi,
know?
Mom. I can see him participants.
Which one's mom?
Heidi.
Oh, Heidi. Yeah.
Turn off.
Yeah. Because I'm not thinking. I don't.
We just got poked 2 hours for her to poke us for her phlebotomy class. So we're headed back home now.
Who was doing that?
Aspen,
Aspen.
my niece,
Oh, she draws blood.
she's taking a class, phlebotomy,
Mm-hmm.
and she has to do so many sticks and pokes and all that. And so my dad and Jason and I drove 2 hours for her to do that.
Oh my gosh.
No.
None of her friends will
Family
do it.
commitment.
Yeah, that is commitment.
You must really love that kid.
I'm gonna wait just about 30 more seconds. And tonight it's gonna be you guys, just so you guys understand what Tuesday nights are. So Tribe Talk is very, very casual. It's just an opportunity for us to create community. It's not your typical trainings or it's not an opportunity Zoom or anything like that. This is just for us to gather. We have open forum. So tonight, Patricia should be getting online, but I know that I wanted Patricia to share her story because we were talking last week about goal setting and overcoming, and she is an incredibly successful business owner. And so she is going to share her journey tonight. And then and then I'm going to open it to Q&A because we've got some new team members that are on. And I'm sure that the opportunity given to ask questions would be appreciated. So, hi Luke. You're not going to bless us with your face? Well, I mean, you have a cute profile pic, but
I was just on, but I got off for a second because I'm like, I'm doing a lot of things illegally right now. Oh, and there's a policeman. It
okay, well, don't get pulled over.
doesn't matter if I have my face on or not. It doesn't matter. I'm still,
Still can
on a
talk,
Zoom while
right?
driving. Whatever.
Yeah. Well, don't look.
It's easier on the dirt roads where you could drive on either side. You know what I mean? There's no lines.
Palm
All
Springs
right.
has dirt roads.
No, back home in Washington does.
Oh, okay.
On the ranch, you know what I mean? My dad would always say, "Well, I'm driving in the middle because, there's no line." Okay.
That's what I did too.
Why do I have?
All right.
Let me text Patricia. Well, let's open up with Q&A right now, until Patricia can hop on. So, welcome. Danielle is new. She's just hopping on, and I know Joyce is new. If this is your first time, anybody else's first time, welcome. I don't know who iPhone 3 is. That might be Emma, and she might be at work. But I'm glad that you're Emma, write in the chat if that's you, because I think that was you last time.
Yeah, usually hurt.
Yeah. So, okay. So let's start with some Q&A, guys. Welcome. Like I was saying, this is just a very casual meeting tonight. I don't have much training planned because hopefully Patricia is going to hop on. I confirmed earlier, but she gets so crazy with her schedule. I'm hoping that she is able to join us and share her journey of just overcoming, because it is truly inspirational. And then I figured that we could have some Q&A. So maybe before we even start with Q&A, let's go with some wins from since the last time we talked last Tuesday to this week. Who wants to share some wins that they've experienced? And that means either how many people you've reached out to, how many, if you've recruited anybody new, what are some positive things happening in your business? Okay, y'all don't, come on, we're not going to be shy.
So I'm starting to get worse. I've been sharing so much, and people are hunting me down that I wasn't even going to talk to yet. Can you hear me?
Yep, go ahead. We're listening, Danielle.
I'm trying to see how many people I've talked to in just the 2 days that we've been on, and I know it's like
I'm going to mute some people. If you are not talking right now, I'm going through and kind of muting some of you, just so we don't have any background noise. Okay, we're good. All right, keep going, Danielle. So Danielle, tell us when you started and tell us
this is so crazy.
what's going on.
So it's kind of crazy. I've heard about LifeWave probably 4 times now, to be honest with you. But I'm a researcher and I have my own practice and I study every day of my life. And I get pitched a lot by people, and I don't even know. I've never really taken a deep dive, and I think it's because nobody's really given me something really hardcore to bite onto. And Faith called me and she says, "Have you heard of this?" And I'm like, "Yeah, I've heard of it before." She goes, "Are you using it?" I'm like, "No." She goes, "Can I call you tomorrow?" And I'm like, "Sure." And boom. So it's really crazy. What happened is Saturday, excuse me, we talked and she met me up at a restaurant and got me some patches until my order comes in. And right then and there, we did a 3-way with Carrie, and then I 3-wayed her on with another friend whose son is in the hospital. And I don't know, every day I can't even breathe, go to the bathroom or eat. I've been doing so many calls and so many messages and touches. And my mom calls me, "Okay, I've been watching your Facebook posts. I want to do this. Let's go." And it's just the funniest thing. I don't even know. It's like fire right now. You know that saying, that they have on the training. Ignorance on fire is better than knowledge on ice. So we're ignorance on fire. We've got kind of a circus going on over here, but it's exciting. And it's like people are coming to me. I worked with someone in India last night, someone in England today. I've got friends all over the globe. I'm so excited. So
That's amazing, Danielle.
I've
And
got one of my best friends is signing up tomorrow. My mom is signing up the 3rd. My aunt is going to sign up the 3rd. I've got my first sign up yesterday. I've got like just so many people in the wings. It's gonna be fun when everybody just gets their forms in. So
yeah, just keep filling that pipeline. That's exactly how you do it. And I don't know if you guys have caught that, but Danielle literally just enrolled. And I think she immediately started sharing, I think on day 1 or day 2?
oh well, not even like I hadn't even signed up on Sunday night when I did my first 3-way.
Yep.
And then I worked Sunday in between church service and stuff like that. And I worked all day yesterday and I worked all day today too. So I'm excited. It really it's a heavy thing. I haven't gotten my results yet, except that I used to have like a super brain. I don't know what to say. My dad was a genius and my mom's dad was a genius. When I was a kid and almost all my whole life, if I hear something or read something or it just stays, and then I just put it in my brain and I can recall it anytime I want. But I have had a couple surgeries over the last few years, and I had COVID 4 times. Now I'm getting over the 5th time, and my brain just kind of checked out on me, and I've had to just sit and think about things, and it hurts. It really hurts. And today, I did not say until this night when I'm so tired. I've been on the phone all day long. I had clients for my practice this morning, and I have talked all day long, and I just got tired this evening, and I'm on 5.5 hours of sleep. And I think it was all day. I didn't say I mean, my brain was working all day. I've only been on the patches 4 days. And the other thing that I'm seeing is I'm trying really hard to drag my behind on this because I don't want to do placebo. I don't want any projection transference. I just want it real. And so I'm trying to not like feed into, making up stuff. I just don't want to do that. I don't want a placebo effect. But I've had swelling in my hands for about a year, and they're so not swollen, they're wrinkly. And also I've had trigger finger from an injury. Trigger finger from an injury. And look at this. I'm just like this. I'm just like bam. And
Oh my God, that's amazing.
It's not snapping, and it's not hurting. So that's cool. I was wearing my patches from 10 at night to 10 in the morning, but I wasn't able to sleep, and I was wondering if it was affecting me.
Yes.
So I kind of skipped a little while, and then I started again today, and I'm going all day on 5.5 hours of sleep. So apparently
Yeah.
I need the brain activity and the energy, not during my sleeping.
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, you don't want to wear the X39 at night. So today, it pretty much is on day 4 of you patching, I think. Right,
Mhm.
yeah. So, and tell everybody what you do, Danielle.
So I have a practice that it's really interesting. For years on end, I help people with chronic incurable diseases, ask their body the corrections it need, ask their body what the root problem is, and then ask their body what the correction is so that their body can reverse all the symptoms. And I have great results with that, actually. And then I reschooled to help people with grief and traumatic events, and I deal with like the heavy stuff. And as I was schooling, I realized they are inextricably enmeshed. Health issues create grief and trauma, and grief and trauma creates health issues. So you can actually enter it either way. I have foundational training in German New Medicine and lots of different certifications and modalities that I use. And I really love that I get to help people. My mom's own oncologist recently told him he didn't like me at first, 7 years ago when my mom was diagnosed with 4-stage blood cancer. He did not like me that much, and I asked her not to do anything that they wanted her to do that was like chemo or anything. And we just celebrated 7 years. She just turned 82. And last week she got the best blood work she's had in over 7 years. So he said, "You're blessed that you have Danielle." So that's what I do. I help people. So this is really exciting. I have a lot of people that love me because I just don't help people. I love people. I love my clients tremendously.
Yeah.
And so they're pretty receptive, and I'm just hoping to God that this keeps going and I can bless a lot of lives. I think I wanted to put this in there because a lot of the community I work in is incredibly like crunchy mamas. Nobody vaccinates. Nobody, everybody drinks their raw milk, eats healthy, tries to avoid processed foods and sugars, tries to exercise, the whole thing, right? And they're still struggling. Like I have lots of friends that are doctors and they're still struggling, natural doctors, chiropractors, everything, they're still struggling. And one of the things that came to me is because the foundation has been destroyed. And our foundation is two things. It's our stem cells.
Yes.
That's one of the main foundations of our bodies. And then the other thing is we are 20 to 23,000. Our bodies have 20 to 23,000 genes that belong to our own body, but 3 million that belong to microbes that are the drivers behind all of our software. And if we're missing those, then we'll be sick with that too. So this patch addresses one of the main foundations and why everything else that we're doing to try to get healthy isn't bringing us to the level that we want. It's because we've got to have a better foundation. So I'm pretty excited about that.
Yeah, that is so true.
Wow.
And I love that your wisdom is going to bless this group tremendously, number one. And number two, I think you being introduced to the X39 and what this is going to do is going to just blow up your entire practice. Your world is about to blow up because you are going to be able to bring something like this that has never been done before into an entire market of people that love you and trust you. And just wait because they're going to be willing to take a look at this because you're absolutely right. People who have been doing all the right things, but guess what? Their stem cells were still sleeping.
Yeah.
And this is the only thing out there that has ever been created to do exactly what this is doing. And
yeah,
so
we're building, but we're not building on a foundation that's really effectively working. And so once we get the foundation working, all the other good things we do, we can even back off on some of them, but all the good things that we do, we'll have such an incredible, exponentially bigger collateral benefit to our bodies. So
I 100% agree with you, and I cannot wait for the testimonials. I mean, just like you've already said, I love that you said I don't want it to be a placebo effect, but this is what's happening. So for me, I kept my mouth shut for 2 months, but I was never anticipating on sharing or anything. I was in the rut of life, the rat race, so to speak. And so it wasn't until I basically got smacked upside the head that I couldn't deny what this was. And then I started being able to identify everything that was happening. And it was just, it was mind blowing. But because I wasn't looking for anything to work, but it worked. And
that's awesome.
I think the best thing that she is sharing for those of us who are listening, whether we have been doing this for a while or whether we're just getting started, is that she didn't even wait to put her first patch on before she started making some phone calls about what this technology is. You guys, that is brave and that is bold. And that is what you have got to do. So many of us often will say, well, I can't share until I know, you know, what it's doing for me or whatever. I was the same. I said it. Okay. So I mean, I'm just praising her for her ability just to dive in and
Let me tell you what it is though.
yeah,
It's the power of the story. You don't have to know anything. You just have to know the stories.
Yeah,
right.
absolutely.
You don't have to know
Mhm.
anything.
And you
can
don't
be-
have to
can
have
be-
your own story first.
Right.
You just
Right.
need to, yeah. It's just the stories. And so I want to just like hail, like I'm so proud of you guys. Tori and Carrie and Ashley are so beautiful, so gold, so amazing, phenomenal support. The story bank is so beautiful. It's through third party validation. It's just so gorgeous. I can plug someone in and they can hear live before I've got my, story. I'm blogging, so to speak, on Facebook, and a ton of people are just messaging me and stuff. But yeah, it's the stories. That's all there is to it.
Well,
You don't
and-
have
Yeah.
to know all the answers. You just need to have the stories.
Yep, that's right.
Exactly.
And I love that she, you guys, listen, she has just started and already immediately she is using third-party credibility. You know, she
Right
immediately,
away.
we just met and the day, that evening, we met that evening, the next day we were doing calls together. Okay, so this is somebody that is immediately ready to get into action, not trying to do it by herself. You guys, she is so beyond educated
Capable.
and has so and capable of doing this because of her background and her foundation that she already has, but she's utilizing third party because that's part of the system. And so
Mm.
it's incredible, you guys. It's incredible what's going to happen because she is immediately just embracing and stepping
Yeah.
in what we're telling her to do. And so I hope that all of us are taking those nuggets because I mean, this is what this type of roundtable conversation provides is like maybe you're sitting here thinking, oh, I need to do more third party. I need to connect more people on calls. You know, yes, I might be capable of answering all the questions, but if I have somebody that can add third party validation to what my excitement is as well, then you're speeding up the process of prospecting.
Right.
Okay.
I literally want to thank you, Danielle, because that just almost brought me to tears. And when you talked about your mom, when you talked about your heart, I can feel it. When you talk about, that you care for people, it comes across. And what's going to happen because of that is going to be very, very beautiful. I mean, I did what you did before I even got my order in. I'd probably shared with 10 people and got them on with Carrie and got them, this and that, because once I saw the story that clicked inside my brain, it was one story in particular that got tears to my eyes. And I was like, there's no way I can't not share this. So I wanted to thank you for being brave and demonstrating it, what the power in the third party has. I know that I will be using you as a third party call eventually or whenever you're willing, because I know it will be powerful and you're going to change a lot of lives. And just already with the results in your hands and stuff, like that is the patch. I will tell you, that is definitely the patch. And I'm just so grateful that you shared an amazing win so far. And it's just a demonstration of what can happen if we really just lead with our heart and then use the system.
That's right.
Thank
That's
you so
exactly right.
much. I want to tell you something else in the story, your story, Tori, that really meant something to me. In Carrie's mom's story, when people don't believe it's going to work, they don't have any faith in it, and they even get upset and they really don't want to try it, and someone just smacks a patch on them, and then 6 days later, they're coming alive. That is really important.
Yep.
Because I am very, very, I'm skeptical. I've done so much stem cell research myself. And I mean, I was gonna do a bunch of stuff with on myself. I still may in addition to this, but I just love that you don't have to believe in this for it to work. You can be fighting it tooth and nail, and you can be angry, and it's still going to do the job because you've got stuff.
Yeah, your anger is not going to keep it, but I do believe that you know there's got to be patience, and I pray that for those who are not as excited or they're expecting it not to work. I mean, our brains are a very powerful you know, they have so much control over how our body responds. You know, you can think your way into stuff, and it's not placebo, but like say if they're not responding for the first week or so, what if it took them you know 30 days or whatnot? If they already say that it doesn't work and they didn't feel anything in the first week, you guys have got to continue to encourage them, because for me, I didn't feel anything for 2 months, but it was healing my entire digestive system. Okay, I didn't physically feel, but internally, my organs were being healed. Okay, I never felt that. I never felt my eyes being healed. All of a sudden, I woke up and I can see, right? And so you've got to also reiterate and set up proper expectations. You know, so some of those things that I wouldn't have been able to experience because I didn't have those type of things going on. But the patch was still working. The patch is going to work every single time, you guys. So listen, I know we're gonna dive in. I've asked Patricia last week to share just part of her journey. And the reason so is
Richard,
I think
Yeah.
all
let's
of
go
us need
upstairs.
a little bit of inspiration and hope to be overcomers. And whatever it is that life has thrown at you, just to be overcomers. And so I think Patricia has invited Richard, her husband, on to share as well. She said she was going to do that. I don't know if he was still available. Patricia, I'm going to turn the Zoom over to you for you just to give us some inspiration.
Hi, everybody. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay, let me get set up here. Richard is about to join me. My granddaughters are visiting, so we came upstairs to one of the bedrooms here. Okay. He's almost done.
Brands. For any taste or any diet.
If you want to go on for another 5 minutes and then give Richard a chance to come in.
Oh, to get up there. Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
No worries. I want to do what? Yeah, yeah, she muted herself. Perfect. I'm going to give some shout outs. I'm going to praise Heidi for just continually, you guys, I am in so many just group chats, three-way chats with so many of her prospects. And just to watch her follow-up game is incredible. So I'm shouting you out, Heidi, because I'm so proud of you. Do you want to speak to that?
I guess I can say some stuff. Last time you guys asked me to do that, I kind of was all over the place, but seriously, just go back in there because some of them don't even look at it. And then if you forget to go back in and follow up with them, they're not going to look at it.
Yeah.
And then
they're going to forget
it still
ever
doesn't,
look.
like, people will say, oh, I'm sorry, I haven't. But as long as you're going in there, like, it may be once a week, it may be every 2 or 3 weeks where I just hop in and say, hey, just checking on you. You know,
Yeah.
I don't even have to bring up, have you looked at this stuff? Like, just, but following up with them and also following up with your people that have already ordered. Like, I'm trying to stay on the top of it with the people that, because I've only been doing for the past 2 months, I have people that's ordered and it's almost time for their auto ship. And some people don't even realize they're going to get it. And I just don't want them to get mad and go away. So I follow up with them on that too. But yeah, on the three-way, I always add you or Ashley into a chat just because if they do have questions, like the other day, I wasn't available and you could answer their question.
That's right. That's right.
So
yeah,
just
it's
follow
so
up. And
powerful.
even if it's not about, hey, did you look at the stuff? Just see what they're doing, how they're doing. Like
Yeah.
you don't even have to mention the business.
That's right. Just checking in. So if you're not If you're, and see, the thing is it's powerful to do third party just through chats or through calls. The reality is just that it works. You know, Heidi, didn't you get a new brand partner tonight from doing
Yeah,
that?
I got one today. Yes.
Yeah,
Mhm.
exactly. And so, and you just stay consistent and continue to do that, you guys. And she'll go back in and just drop in like another invite to a Zoom or, hey, this would be really great for you to plug into. And just there's like 20 messages that all of a sudden light up in my inbox because she's feeding them one more layer. Okay. And I don't have to come in or whatever, but I might come in and say, hey, you know, let me know if you have any questions or whatever it is. It's never high pressure, it's never anything, but it's just dripping on them, and eventually they're just going to come around when the timing is right. All right, awesome. It looks like
I will say this, like
yeah.
I had a girl that, you know, in December, she's like, hey, February is going to be better, which I've sent her a few things, and it may not even be in our group chat, but she jumped back in and told me the other day, she's like, hey, it's taking me longer to recover from Christmas. Give me till April and March or April. So as long as you're chit chatting with them, like
That's
they're
right.
still thinking of you.
That's right. You know, I have Joyce on here tonight, and again, you guys, I launched in June, and Joyce and I spoke in June, and it's been a follow-up process, and she's my newest brand partner just a few days ago. Okay, so it's January, but we've started the conversation in June when I first launched. So, I mean, that's just the nature of this business, you guys, and I want you to stay encouraged with that. Just don't throw in the towel if they don't automatically hop on board the first time you connect with them. Speaking of which, it looks like Patricia and Richard are ready, and she was one of those that I kept dripping on for months until they were finally ready. But they lead a very, very busy life, and so she wasn't ever blowing me off. It's just timing is everything. But these guys are unbelievable. They've had incredible results on the patches, but they're also just incredible business owners, and they've you know, just the story of overcoming and redemption and never giving up. I just wanted them to just speak life into all of us and maybe also share the beautiful testimonials of your journey with the patches.
So my name is Richard Morales and my wife is Patricia. Now in February, we're going to be married 39 years. And I've been, I know Pat since she's 12, I'm 14. That's the great love of my life. And I was suffering, I had thick blood. And they even had questioned whether I had cancer or not. But someone who travels as much as I do, I'm on and off planes constantly. We own a national cleaning company with over 7,000 employees. And on top of that, we do ministry all around the world. We traveled all the time. We just came back from New York yesterday, in fact, yesterday night. And so Pat said to me about probably a month and a half ago, she said, I got these patches I want you to try. And I am the epitome of a doubting Thomas. I'm gonna be really sincere with you guys. I don't really believe anything until I really, and I said, look, I got nothing to lose. I'm gonna give it a shot. After the first day, I felt so good. And I said, wow, I mean, that really felt different. And I kept on thinking to myself, is this psychological? Am I just feeling it because it's in my mind that it's working or it's not working? Second day, same thing. Well, now I start running. I have my treadmill that says that I had not used in a while. And now I start walking 3 miles. And now I keep on using the patches every day. And every day I feel so refreshed. I'm walking 4 miles. And I'm up to 5 miles walking every day in the treadmill, which I never could have done. And I got to tell you something, for someone who hadn't experienced anything like that, it's been very life-changing. We have a lot of demands on us. We just came back from New York. In about 9 days, we'll be on our way to El Salvador. We'll come back. We'll be back in El Salvador for 2 more weeks, and then we'll be in Aguascalientes, Mexico. That's my life. We just go. and there's just not a lot of time. And these patches have been a godsend for us, really, truly. They've changed my energy levels, which at the time, especially when I started using it, I was really struggling, which is what's weird for me because I'm I bounce up in the morning and I'm a go, go, go kind of guy, but I didn't feel it. I was feeling lethargic and kind of, I don't know, out of body, really, in a way, and not myself. And the patches really made a difference. And I'm not here to sell anybody or anything. It worked for me. And I think it could work for a lot of other people. And what Patty and I want more than anything is I don't feel like we're selling anything. I feel like we're giving somebody advice on something that could help them and better their lives. And if they want to be a part of that family, I think they're more than welcome to come in and do that because I think it's really going to benefit them. And to me, that's priceless. There's not enough money that you could pay me to make me feel better. And I think that, you know, the fact that they could be a part of this and a part of something that is so special, I think really. And you know what? The truth of the matter is, I know the Cuevas forever and a day, and there's nobody else that I would trust more with this stuff than Tori. And you know, I can tell you that right now. In all the years that I know Tori, I can never tell you something that she's called me about or told me about that hasn't been true. Never lied to me, and I could count those people in one hand, by the way. So I bought into it, and we're sharing the message with other people. And some people, you know, are more receptive than others, but we don't stop sharing it. You know what? It doesn't matter how many no's you get. Keep on trying to speak to people because it's not about selling something. It's about helping people. Life is about helping people. And if it did it for me, it could do it for them. And I don't think about it as much as I'm trying to push something on somebody or that I'm trying to say, hey, I'm trying to help you out. You're going through this, and this might really make a difference in your life. And so what we're really doing is creating a benefit for people. So you're doing a service for your community, for your friends, for your family. Wow, and at the same time, you're able to make income, which is amazing. You're doing a good deed and you're getting rewarded for it. So buy into it, get into it, make it work for yourself. Listen, we have a major company that we run every day. We're in all 50 states and we've bought into it. We're totally involved in what we're doing. And we're very grateful to be a part of this.
That's right. Yeah. And remember about your knee as well.
I had a bad knee, and I put patches on there. Patty did it for me.
Guys, I gotta tell you
Within-
this is a funny story. So Richard is walking around and he has 3 patches on his knee.
But it was working. But can I say this to you? Here's the funny thing. I'm gonna tell you guys something weird. I had a tremendous pain. I put on the patches. Pain was blocked. Didn't feel the pain. I took the patches off, and within the hour, I said, "Patty, my knee's hurting me again. We need to put something on there." But I tell you, it works. It works. I mean, it's hard to believe that would work so effectively, but it works. It's not, and I'm not a person that will just say something just to say it. If it doesn't work, I will say it doesn't work. But it works, and it's been life changing. I was in New York. We had a really busy schedule in New York. We spoke in a conference. We preached twice. We took my granddaughter out. Got very little sleep, but I felt so good all week, and it's all due to the patches. So I'll let you speak.
Yeah, I think that's the big difference. And you know, we have been asking the Lord for something because
Yes.
we needed an answer to what we were feeling, and we needed like something to give us the energy to keep on going with the schedule that we have. And this did it, guys. This did it. It was we also had remember when we went to Texas to the I won an award, and then we had an expo. at the business level of
HMSDC.
in HMSDC. And we had come back from a trip to El Salvador, I believe. We had been there just going and going for 2 weeks. We were exhausted, and I think we had just started the patches.
Yeah.
And to make the story short, we were there 3 days without any sleep. Like, I think we got there at, oh my gosh, what time was it?
It was late.
Yeah, like in the morning or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, early morning, to be at the event at 8 a.m. And we didn't have sleep. And then once we got to the event, it would be a 12-hour event. And to go home to rest a little bit, but there was no resting because then we had to have dinner with the friends. And you know how it is when you're
We went to radio. We had to go to radio. I mean, it was a busy time. And when
we didn't feel it.
And when we
did
speak
not
about going
feel
to an
it.
event, it's not just that we went to an event. We were the speakers of the event. So we had to speak in the events. It wasn't like we were sitting down somewhere resting. We actually had to speak. We had to minister to people. It was a whole day of really working. And
Mhm. And
and
after
we felt
3 days, we were like, I was like, Richard, I'm not tired. Like, I don't feel run down. I don't feel like, we just did the marathon we just did. And the only difference was the patches.
yeah.
And at the time it was the X39. Now we've added other things.
I do the X49.
Mhm.
We do X40. I do X49. I do both. And I tell you what, it's really been a life-changing thing. And I have really incredibly I don't really I'm not much for promoting stuff, but I'm telling everybody about what is done for me. All I could do is testify to what is done for me. And as Patty said, and I'm going to say this, it's going to sound funny, but I'm going to say it. God knows what you need, and God knows what is good for you. And God is a God that is a timely God. I needed this at this time to do what I have to do. And we help people right around the world. And, we needed something to help us. And, God creates things. He's the creator of all things. And so I really believe that, and I hate to put this, interject it like this, but I have faith that God used somebody to create this to help us for this time. So I just want to say that. And, for those that aren't religious or aren't Christian, I'm a Christian, I'm not religious, but for those that aren't Christian, I understand. But that's my feeling about it.
Yeah.
So just wanted to share.
Yeah. Also with me, my testimony is that, but don't go anywhere yet.
No.
She could be there. It's
Yeah.
fine. Our granddaughter found us.
Yeah.
She's right there.
Yeah.
So with my testimony is that it brought down my swelling. So I have been diagnosed with arthritis and a disorder of the skin, psoriasis. So it's called psoriatic arthritis, something like that.
Psoriatic arthritis, correct.
And it was getting bad. It was getting bad. I wasn't able to sleep. I was in a lot of pain at night. In the daytime, I would get up like with my hand really swollen. Couldn't even button my blouse, pick up cups, open bottles, like the simple stuff. I would have to ask Richard, all the time, can you come and help me? Couldn't put my jewelry on because unbelievably, you need both hands sometimes to do something, right? So I started noticing, like, I think within 2 weeks, that my pain had gotten better. And then it got even better than that, to the point that I'm not taking pain medication right now. And that to me is amazing. I praise God for that, right? And also my skin condition, which was like a patch that I had in my leg, that when I started using the patch, it was active and the skin was raw. I don't know if you guys know psoriasis, but it was itchy. It was not good. And soon after, I started noticing that my skin was getting better, less itchy. That gray film that forms on top of your skin when you have that, it was becoming a different color. And to the point that I went to the doctor and he said, well, this is not active anymore. this is not active anymore. And he said, and your swelling, your hands look better.
100%.
100%. I wasn't able to do this. I think
Yeah.
at the time when I started this thing, I was able to do that. And like this with a lot of pain. But look, now I'm able to grasp. I'm able to open my own water bottles again. I'm able to put my own blouses again. Um, Little things, that
Are important.
are so important for life quality, right?
Yeah.
And but to tell you guys more, my mother got on it, and she's 88, and she became better. Just her pain levels, she was walking faster, she was hearing better for whatever reason. That was her effect. And my mom-in-law, she said, and I didn't know this at the time, but she was like, I asked her, I said, what did it do for you? And then she was like, I had not been able to sleep like 6 hours, like in years. And she said, I slept more than 6 hours. And if that's the only effect I have, I'll take it and run with it. And so she was just so happy. But I just want to encourage you guys though today. I know that Tori and Jason had asked us to speak just about our journey a little bit, and I just want to tell you that, and I think I started to say last week that a lot of times life gets tough, and we go through a lot of things that we might not even think that we will go through, and for the reasons that at the moment that we're going through them, we don't even know why this is happening to us, right? And a lot of times I think when you're in the middle of that struggle, that's the biggest question. Why, right? But just to give you a little bit of insight of the whys, it would be because God wants to grow you. God wants to prosper you. God wants you to get to know him better, to get to see him as the amazing God that he is. He wants you to see him as like you see me, like, you know, like a real person, entity in your life. And so we went through so much. And then I can tell you that looking back, it just all seems like a bad dream. And I know Tori says that a lot, right? You say, it just seems like a bad dream when you go through stuff like that. And it does, because it could stretch you in every way, right? Um, and I could tell you though that going to now, I wouldn't have it any other way. Just because it made us just better business people, it made us just better people, it gave us a better marriage. Our kids are able to see God's greatness and goodness in our family. We are able now to just, give these words of encouragement to people that come from a person or people that really, really have been there, right? It's a different thing when you say, oh, yeah, you tell people, yeah, I'm going through this, and they're like, oh, and fast, they go and tell you like what to do, right? And how to do it and all that. But it's different when you hear it from somebody that's walked those shoes. And it's different when you hear it from people that are in a different place because they believed God and because they started to believe in themselves
Let me say
that they
this,
could do it again through
because
the Lord.
this is not a big old secret, and I want to share this with you guys just to encourage you. There was a time period that Patty and I lost about $2 million. I could show you how to lose some money. We went through a really rough patch, but every step of the way, let me just say this: this is what happened. Every step of the way, we believed God. We knew there would be a new day. We knew the sun would come back out. We would have to go through that long night, but the sun would come back out, and that there would be a new day for us, and that God will raise our heads. And that's exactly what happened. And so not only do I encourage you tonight to continue to do what you're doing and grow your business. This is your business. This is not Tori's business or my business. This is your business. This is your thing. And what I speak tonight over your life is Patty and I just speak blessing over your business. May God prosper you and grow you. Will God multiply everything that you do? And most importantly, would this be the beginning? This would be the first day of the rest of your life, and that 2025 will be your greatest year. And every year afterwards, would it be your greatest year? I believe that for your life tonight. I just speak it over you tonight, and we just bless you in Jesus' name. And we thank you for this time, Tori, that you've given us. Really, honestly, it means the world to us. So bless you guys. And if ever you need anything, we are always here. We are always here. Whether we know you or don't know you, we're always here for you guys to pray for you
Yeah, if you
and
guys
to
ever
pray.
need a prayer, that's the one thing that my mother always tells me about the patch. And this is the fear that she has, right? Because, she's elderly and she's always telling me, but don't forget to pray and don't forget that God gave the wisdom for those patches.
That's right.
And so we got to give God the glory first,
Mhm.
right? And then thank him for this new technology
That's right.
that he has placed in our hands and in our lives. And but yeah, Tony and Jason, I admire you both. I know your journey as well. And like Richard said, we just speak that this will be the best years of your lives, our lives, their lives, and that we will all be able to just see and see with long vision what God is doing,
Yeah.
because he's already started doing something wonderful.
Mhm.
And if you don't see it yet, I pray that you will tonight, that you will see that this is in his timing, and that this is a long run. This is not a short term thing. Helping people, serving, being servants, it's a long life journey.
Yes.
And so we cannot make this like a today thing but a long life journey. Like Richard, I love what Richard said just now, which is that he said, I'm just sharing this. This is not because I'm selling a product, he's just so overjoyed that he's gotten help, that he didn't even expect, by the way.
Yep.
And he's sharing that. And so he's having a servant's heart,
That's
you
right.
know, it's what we need to have. And be kind to ourselves, right? Be kind. In those days that you feel that, nothing's working, be kind to yourself, go to sleep, um, take a walk, do something with your children, go out with your husband, and then come back the next morning, with a renewed mind and a new belief. So love you guys. Thank you for the opportunity to share with you.
Wow.
And that's what we have for tonight.
Yeah, such a blessing, Richard and Patricia. Thank you so much. And what a perspective and a mindset shift, you guys. When this will make me emotional, because when we said yes to the patch, we really did not know what we were saying yes to. And maybe you don't know what you've said yes to yet. And because we have been looking for our finances to be restored for a long time, right? It's been 6 years since we lost our income, and we've been drowning, and we've been searching and seeking and praying and all of the things. And when this was first introduced to us, it was never something that I really considered was going to be the thing, right? I didn't know what to expect. I was just blind. The scales had to be removed off my eyes. But when they were, there was no denying what we had our hands on. And tonight, when she says this is a long-term journey, and she describes it perfectly. It's when you have a servant's heart, your servant's heart never ends. So This isn't I'm here to just make a quick buck. You know, I could go anywhere to make a quick buck. But when you know the power of the patch and what we have our hands on and what we're called to do, which is serve people, I know that Emma has caught this same vision because of what she has never experienced of the testimonials of people that she's shared with in such a short amount of time and what it's doing. Your whole mindset shifts to it's never about trying to make another sale, but it is always about who can I serve? Who can I help? Who, you know, Ashley talks about patching and praying for people. We pray for people to be introduced to us so that we can have the opportunity to share this life-changing technology. So if we would all take that mental shift of I'm here just to serve, and however long it takes me to reach whatever financial goal I have set, you know, if we need to compress time because our finances are in need right now, then we just serve more people faster. Okay, but it's never a matter of if you know we're gonna, and this is just my heart, you know, there's no other opportunity that will attract me the way that this does, because nothing else calls me to serve the way that this does. Nothing else speaks to me the way this does. Nothing else makes the impact. You know, I would tell Luke as we were trying to figure this out, you know, is this going to be the thing? And we didn't know yet because we were still trying to figure out what was going to be the thing. And then when it became the thing in my head, you know, I would tell Luke, this is no longer about the how much money or the profit that I can make right now. This is the impact, and nothing pulls it. The profit is great, but the impact is immeasurable. It's immeasurable what we have our hands on and the impact that we can make in somebody's life every single day. So if you guys will just take on that mantle and take on that responsibility of, hey, this is I have a servant's heart and I'm here to serve until the Lord calls me home. Right? That is my heart's desire. But I'll tell you one thing is you're not going to be served. You cannot serve anybody if you keep your mouth shut. If you are not bold and step out in faith and share it, who are you serving? Right? You have got to take that and be bold and you've been given this responsibility of sharing a gift. And we can't do anything with a gift if we're not willing to give it away. That's what we do with gifts. We give the gift away. And you
Right.
have to take that on. Luke, what do you want to say something to that?
Yeah, I remember the moment. I remember the moment she'd call me and tell me this is different. And then I remember the moment when I thought it was different, and now how I share it with people, and it's the first time that it hasn't been about the money for me in all the things that I've ever done. And it was like an unwavering calmness, but I guess Jason said that I would say, I don't know, to Tori, I would say you're sharing it, but it's different the way that she was sharing it. And I forget what I said to Tori one time. I'm like, you know, it's not salesy. It's, I don't know. But yeah, I remember the moment. And, you know, we have to remember that sometimes we're going to get lazy and we're going to be like, oh, I could follow up with that person, or, oh, I could share with that person, just like I have. You know what I mean? And it's like we have to go back to remembering, like, really, but whose life could it affect?
That's right.
And who are they going to share with? And maybe it's their daughter, maybe it's their grandson, maybe it's their niece, maybe it's, you know, that person that's asking for that prayer, and we're supposed to deliver that message and then make sure that we follow up with it. Just like with Danielle, and she spoke earlier, she said 4 people have approached me about this, but nobody did it the right way. And so when I want to go back and kind of, the one thing that sat in my mind is she immediately started using third-party credibility, because you see, she had 3 other people or 4 other people do it the wrong way. And so she knew that she wasn't going to do it the wrong way. She was going to do it the right way. And there's a system here, and we do the system for a reason. And that's why she's doing it that way, and just know that we could be, maybe we tell somebody and maybe we're the first person, maybe the fourth person gets them. But if we're constantly dripping on them and 3 other people tell them and they're deciding that they're going to actually come on board and use it, they're going to come back to us so long as we're dripping on them.
Yeah.
So long as we've been, staying in touch with them and
loving on them, really, just love.
Yeah, exactly. Loving on them and care. If we're always, this is the difference. They always used to say in any company, oh, if you guys had the cure to cancer, would you be quiet? Would you keep it a secret? We have the cure to financial cancer. And I'm thinking like, yeah, but that's so cliche. That's like, we're dealing with wrinkles. We're dealing with whatever energy drinks. I mean, nothing against that. We buy those at different stores out there, CVS or, the 7-Eleven. So everyone needs that stuff too. But is it really like the cure to something where this could actually be that? They always talk to the money, but if you actually have this gift and you are now sharing it from a place of your heart, therefore we're humans, but we're also animals, and animals have animal instincts. So if you're selling to somebody, they're going to instinctively know that we're trying to sell them. But if we're coming from a place of heart, they're going to be open because we're open with sharing and we actually care. And then at that point, it's a win-win, and the fear goes away because love defeats fear every single time.
Right.
And so, that's what we really got to do is love on people.
Yeah.
And share the gift.
Yeah.
And use the system.
And one of the greatest drivers is to look at someone and say, I know everybody in this world has some deep, deep hurt. What can you even imagine the people around you are hurting and just are praying and just desperate for a solution? And you don't say something. That's a huge motivation. I'm an incredibly empathetic people. I literally feel in my body what other people are feeling. And I have to be careful too, because that's a heavy load to carry sometimes. And but if you can just tap into that, the worst pain you've ever felt, somebody else is feeling that at least, the suffering that you've gone through, someone else is going through that. You don't want them to go alone. You don't want them to not have answers like you didn't have. You don't want my whole life could be summed up in service to God. It is to stop unnecessary human suffering and to bring peace with God and self. Like, that's it. That's what I want to do. That's my whole drive for my life. There's so much unnecessary human suffering because of ignorance, because of lies, because of just all these different things. We just can't let people suffer.
That's right.
Just can't.
Yeah, that's a beautiful way to end this evening. Guys, this is what Tribe Talk is all about, is just coming to the table and connecting and sharing. I never know which direction Tribe Talk's going to go, but I do know this is I love Tuesday nights. I love gathering with whoever hops on. I love hearing your hearts, and those of you who just love to be poured into. I hope that this fills your cup every Tuesday night, because it certainly fills mine. And we are continuing to pray for you guys, love you, and serve you. So however we can do that, we want to, I hope that you guys know that we are always here, and we are always wanting to, assist you in any capacity that we can. And if that simply meant that you just needed somebody to talk to, and maybe you're the one who needed to be poured into that day, that matters too to us. So it's not just a business transaction that we care about you guys. We care about you guys as people, and we love the person that you are, not just what you can do in a business. All right. Our whole mission is to serve you and love you well. And if your desire is to build a business, then we want to serve you in that capacity too. And so thank you guys for always, being willing to listen and to get poured into and to share. And thank you, Danielle, first time sharing. Thank you, Patricia and Richard, for just sharing your testimonies and praying over us. We love you guys and we appreciate you. And I think we're going to end up being, we're going to make, and I hope that you guys are okay with that. But I think that, having prayer time and just praying over you guys every week is going to be something that's going to be part of Tuesdays. And I hope that you're okay with that. And if you're not, maybe just listening to the words and let it just speak to your heart. And if you have questions about what that is, then I'd like to talk to you about that as well.
Yeah, please, if you have questions about Jesus, or what we talk about or pray about, please reach out. And we would love to have a conversation with you.
Yeah. All right. We love you guys. Hey, finish strong. We've got one more, or the rest of this week, all the way until Sunday to close out this last incentive. And so it is, I hope those of you who are focused and running, keep your eye on the prize, because we heard the last week what it took to win some of those incentive prizes. And it was just unbelievable. Any one of you guys could be in that top 5. So don't count yourself out. Stay focused, stay working, and however we can help you do that. In the long run, you're still building your business, which is a win-win. So God bless you. We'll see you next week. Bye-bye.